Report.
4 minutes to 1 o'clock this Monday lunchtime. A development on Twitter late last week, which was then confirmed and, shall I say, entrenched over the weekend, that the British public relations firm Bell Pottinger has decided to protect its tweets. In other words, you have to get permission from Bell Pottinger to follow Bell Pottinger on Twitter and see what they actually say. Then other people who work for Bell Pottinger also had to protect their accounts. All of this is because of what South Africans have been saying to them on Twitter regarding their work for, you guessed it, the Gupta family. Tebogo Ditsecho is media specialist, CEO of Ditsecho Media, on the line from Joburg. How's it, Tebogo? I mean, a PR company, someone on the scale of Bell Pottinger. They want to start conversations, they want to direct conversations, they want to make news. Have you ever heard of a company like this having to close off its tweets?
Yeah, it's very shocking and very peculiar, I think, to say the least, because you would expect a reputation management company to be directing conversations, leading conversations, and participating in the dialogue which is happening on social media. So it is actually the first time that I've come across a communications agency which has actually locked its Twitter account. That is quite shocking, and I think it is also unnecessary.
In a way, I suppose, I mean, the South Africans who've been tweeting them would see this as a victory for them and a loss for Bell Pottinger.
They would, because it would seem as if they've been bullied into protecting their tweets. I do not know exactly what they're going to benefit from protecting their accounts, because obviously you want to be a part of the narrative, even if you are getting the short end of the stick. It happens with companies that have to deal with crisis communications, but it doesn't help to keep quiet or to seem to be evasive.
Could the work for the Guptas be hurting Bell Pottinger in other ways? I mean, if you're a consumer company, so say you're a British bank or something, and you find out that all of this has been going on and that this is the length to which Bell Pottinger has had to go, you might feel that, well, if I do business with them and that becomes public, people on Twitter might go for me too.
There's no question that it has hurt their reputation. However, I don't think it has destroyed their reputation. You see, Bell Pottinger has been in business for 30 years. They were founded in 1987, and they have a number of clients across the world, and even over 240 staff members across the world, so they can take crisis. However, if they do not find a way in order to, sort this mess out, they're going to find it difficult to find clients in the future.
Do you think, is this something that could affect their bottom line in some way? I mean, it's one thing for people to high-five each other and say they took part in a successful, Twitter campaign. I've never seen a Twitter campaign change much on the ground, but if that happens, do you think that this is something they're actually feeling a little bit of heat? There will be someone somewhere losing a little bit of sleep?
I actually think that taking on the account in South Africa with the Guptas was not a well-thought-out idea because they definitely lost more business than they gained from that. And I thought perhaps they thought that they would be opening up a new scope for work in Africa. And they thought perhaps this would be the way in which they could, enter the African market. Unfortunately, it has had the opposite impact. However, as you've said, if you're a bank in Britain, I don't think it is trending as much as it's trending in South Africa. We tend sometimes to be a bit insulated. But if you look at their online reputation, what has happened in South Africa is very minimal. So they still have a chance to get back, but they're not going to get back in action if they're going to continue in this manner.
Tebogo Ditsecho, thanks very much indeed. Media specialist and CEO of Ditsecho Media on the line.